800. That's the phone number to call. If you have a Pomeranian or a Morkie, we'd love to hear from you this morning. Just tell us the name of your dog. Tell us a little bit about your dog, and then you get a free bag of treats and a free bag of dog food courtesy of Nutro. It's that easy. 319-354-0800. 319-354-0800. We're looking for Pomeranian and Morkie owners this morning. Or if you just have a general question about pets, this is always the place you can turn to get some advice and hear from Ron Salter with Petland of Iowa City. And right now, we'll bring in Big Voice Guy. It's time for the amazing pet story of the week. Thank you, Big Voice Guy.
What is he wearing? What did he go on another vacation?
I think so. He's got a grass skirt on right now and coconuts over his chest.
That is just crazy.
He's a strange dude. What a weird guy. Watch out for those. Hey, step over. Thank you. All right.
You mean that the puppies need to step over?
I mean, these puppies are rocks.
Yeah.
They haven't moved. I took them out and woke them up. And
they're a little nervous.
Are you guys
tight? One of the Pomeranian, I think in 3 minutes we'll start jumping up, vertically jumping, doing that vertical jump. That puppy.
They are super cute. All right, so we have a Morkie and a Pomeranian pup here in the studio. There's a picture going up right in a second on Facebook, so stay tuned. But first, I want to get you the amazing pet story of the week. This one is from Yorkshire in the UK. Yorkshire. Teresa Patterson is the owner of a West Highland Terrier and a Rottweiler. She didn't know until the one became pregnant that they actually had Waddy puppies.
Oh wow! I was going to say you do not combine those.
Yeah, it didn't.
How does that happen?
It was an accident here, but it happened, and so they called them Waddies. And well, I'll put a link up so you can see this too. Devin actually is the one who found this. She thought I should share this. She said she was completely shocked. She said she didn't think nature would let this happen, but at some point it did. One of the puppies' name is Sparky, and it follows her son everywhere he goes, and they're going to be a happy family here as well. So if you are curious, just of the physical aspect of this, the West Highland Terrier was the male in this situation. So
the amazing part is how did they get that done? Because the Westie is a low-standing dog for sure.
A stepladder.
The other one being a large breed. God. Oh gosh, that is amazing.
It is amazing.
That took amazing to a different level, maybe just in a different direction.
That's the amazing pet story of the week. We will be back with more after this on AM 800 KXIC. Oh, that's good stuff. We'll put the link up so you can see these puppies here, these Waddy puppies, West Highland Terrier and a Rottweiler breeding. All right, we'll be back with more.
Not a good visual on that one.
The photos going up on Facebook. Stay tuned for that. Back with the second half of the show. Good morning.
AM 800 KXIC on the air from the Concept by Iowa Hearing Aid Center's digital studios.
This news update is brought to you by Iowa City Landscaping and Garden Center.
In a world of one-stop shopping, quality often gets the backseat to convenience. At Iowa City Landscaping and Garden Center, quality and convenience go hand in hand. We're in the gardening business full-time, so whether you're an avid gardener or not, a friendly professional staff can assist you in selecting the right products for your needs. Visit the Garden Center this summer for weekly specials of selected trees, shrubs, perennials, or grasses. And remember, it's never too early to start planning for your upcoming landscaping projects. Staff today. We're easy to find on Highway 1 City Southwest side or at iowicitylandscaping.com.
AM 800 KXIC. The City Councils in Johnson County work to finalize the respective ballot language for the upcoming local option sales measure. The Board of Supervisors threw a monkey wrench in the process. Supervisors asked communities to dedicate 10% of the revenue toward the courthouse annex project. They sent out a letter this week stating that those that agree will get a 10-year sunset on the tax, but those that participate will get a 3-year sunset. Johnson County Board of Supervisors on Wednesday dropped that clause after Coralville said no. Coralville City Council member Bill Hope says the supervisors made a big financial mistake with their ultimatum because of the amount of sales tax revenue the city generates.
It's roughly half of what comes in. So if you sunsets after 3 years, Iowa City would end up losing roughly $3 million a year, and Johnson County would lose around $1.5 million a year. That could be a real issue.
How did you get that 2 years?
Obviously, that's not chicken.
You took a picture of my
At this
phone.
point, the Corvallis City
I
Council
emailed
decided not to include the 10% for the courthouse
From your
project.
Because I
dedicated
texted you a different one.
purpose.
I texted you. I
Overall,
cropped
state funding will keep the
What?
I
post-flood
cropped
housing
that
boom
picture
going
and
in
texted
Cedar
it
Rapids
to you. So I'm like looking at that going, wait.
Oh, the one you sent's better?
To make the most of
my
the
phone?
opportunity to use state grant dollars. and
It's not going to be that much different. I just cropped out that top
Reinvigorate the
portion.
neighborhoods of
And then
Cedar
it made
Rapids,
the rest
particularly
of it.
those that were flood
I don't know what
impacted.
Facebook would do.
The other
Probably
goal
just-
is really about
yeah.
providing
Would
homeowners.
you
I
just
just
say-
what I did is I took a picture with your phone. I hit send. I sent it to myself.
At all
Ah.
income ranges.
Mitchell says so far over 800 houses have been
But
built
you
through
go
work in the previous
I
housing
wanted to
program.
spell it, yeah.
But
Oh,
he
okay.
encourages
I
anyone
wanted
to
to
sign
spell
up.
Mindy. I didn't know if Mindy was EY or
Qualified
not.
buyers down payment assistance.
Yeah,
of up to
I
25%
dislike
of the cost
suicide.
of the home.
Mhm.
Republican
So,
Governor
I
Terry
don't think
Branstad
any more than
Democratic
anybody
challenger
else
Jack
on
Hatch
Sunday.
said to
No,
square off
the,
tonight.
the only thing I keep in mind is sometimes people are so far, they're not thinking. Like, I had I lost my cousin.
Consider a racial discrimination lawsuit against the state. Attorney Thomas Newkirk says the court found evidence of discriminatory.
And I found them too.
Agreed with the lower court ruling disqualifying
My
class
dad
action.
found
Newkirk says he just wants the court
Jumped off the bridge.
to order the state to live up to the law.
They
Wow.
look at their system
That's
and
going
say,
to have a mark.
well, what
Yeah,
test are we
we did.
using, or what practice are we using, or what method are we
I'm
using?
doing all right with them.
Could
It's a long
this
time
be
ago, but
a source
I
of
saw somebody
discrimination?
for a while.
Newkirk claims recent shootings have unearthed
Right.
it's very impactful.
Well, that's I've always grown up with.
Of what he is fighting against.
Stop looking at like going to help. Sometimes no, I'm not. I don't. It means I'm weird or screwed up or whatever. And I go, no. Think of it as a car going in for a tune-up.
Your risk
Yeah.
of suffering by age.
Everybody.
Men in particular have a hard time saying.
This is AM 800 KXIC.
I
Boston
think
Alliance is a
statistically
proud
that's
sponsor of the
changing
Jay
because
Caper
of
Morning Show.
the,
They carry Whirlpool,
the way the
Maytag,
role of
KitchenAid, and more.
women in
Plus,
society
they
is
offer
changing.
Maybe,
Pressure. Oh, yeah. The happiness quotient, however they defined it, and they did it something way in the past.
Our weather today is shaping up to be
Women
a lot
are
like
now
what we had yesterday.
less
men
happy.
are happier.
Oh, really?
Close to 80.
Women are
Like winds
much
and humidity
less happy
just
than
This
50 years ago or whatever, whatever that, whatever.
Well, women didn't have to. I mean, they had to clean house and take, but they didn't have as much, responsibility as they do now.
Yeah, how do you handle that?
And I mean, I give credit to women in raising kids. It's not an easy thing.
It's the most difficult job in the world.
Right.
But it's Wendy and I said it over and over, the most difficult job in the world, but the most, you get, how do I say, it?
Rewarding.
Most rewarding job in the world.
Sure. Yeah.
Near Shelfsburg Road.
No doubt.
August 18th.
No doubt.
The deeper to First Street and Benton Street in Palo. George Street.
Devin is listening.
Continuing there in Iowa City.
She sent me that story.
Oh, she
was pretty good.
Governor Ely Road, Southwest Beach, between Yeshua Avenue and Worthington Drive, currently closed to and social work taking place on Marion Boulevard. If you know of a traffic problem, you can let us know. And the Oakland Iowa Hearing Center's traffic check line 29505.
Yeah, you are.
It's like a crazy day today. And didn't help, we didn't have news this morning.
Oh, right, yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's like,
County High School, this is a team
So
that
you're
can
just
really
filling
make some
in
noise
then?
this year.
no, we do have news now, but we didn't have,
Yeah,
we didn't have, the satellite literally crashed. So he had to go get it, he had to get a new part and put it in, and now it's fixed, so we're good, but it just threw off everything. 'Cause
I inherits a team that has a lot of
I have everything timed, and it's like, you throw off a little bit, it's like, but
was an all-state baseball pitcher.
it's a personal thing I gotta remember though, is to take Tuesday, I gotta go,
front line of those big skill players.
take Jack to
Cougars
school.
have what it takes to make it to the playoffs for the
Oh,
10th
this-
straight
On
year.
your career day,
Remember, you and I
you've got,
athletic
the
director
best
Rick
dad in the
Larson was
world.
finalist
Yeah,
for
yeah, that'd be
job
fun.
at
Sure.
North Dakota
I
State.
never got to get all.
Last night,
Oh, that would be a good one though.
I think I was an engineer
Oh, okay,
in the field, so there Cedar Rapids, thousands of those.
Right.
All right, your dad's an engineer.
The
Huh?
Astros, Matt extended his hitting streak
My dad was an auto mechanic.
And finally,
I
former
was so
Colonel
proud
Byron
of him,
Buxton had
you
a
know.
scary collision
And
last
it
night,
wasn't, you know,
running into one of his own
huge job.
teammates while
But
playing
as he got
center
older,
field.
he became a
Britt
field
Rocket was
engineer
out
for
for 4
Kia.
minutes.
Oh, a Kia. Okay.
Luckily, only
He was with Ford as a mechanic, but he
had
worked
no
his way up and
structural damage.
went blue collar to white collar in
Fire.
the last probably
Glad
15,
he's okay.
20 years of his
I'm
career.
KCRT9 Scott Saylor.
Traveling
Now you're
to
up to date with
different
sports on
dealerships.
KXIC.
You know, he was the field technician for the whole company, so he made his. But he worked hard to get there. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of wrenches turned. It's a tough job. You know,
Right.
I mean, that's working your butt off to make it work. All right, here we go. Welcome back. It's the Positively Petland Show. Mork and Mindy are up on our Facebook page. You can take a look at Mork and Mindy. They are cute. Pomeranian and a Morkie. We're having some fun, as always. The puppies are still kind of slow going here.
They've got one's chewing on my pant leg.
Okay, I couldn't see that one.
That's Mork. And
Yeah.
then
Mindy's just kind of
Mindy's intrigued by the carpeting.
and I think she just fell asleep. Oh, they're cute.
You can flop over. I'm done.
I'm done. I've expended too much energy. So we are taking calls here for Pomeranian and Morkie owners. If you own one of those dogs, call us up. Just give us the name of your dog and tell us a little bit about your breed, and then you get a free bag of treats and a free bag of dog food courtesy of Nutro. And again, we love getting your calls because it gives our listeners an idea, a little bit more of a personal feel on what your dogs are like, and what if you're thinking about getting one of these breeds, it helps them out. So, and you get a free bag of treats and a free bag of dog food. So call us up 319-354-0800, 319-354-0800. Specifically looking for Pomeranian and Morkie owners this morning. And Ron, you have some other things to talk about here today too. So let's talk. I'd probably just pick one of those two for the breed of the week.
Yeah, Pomeranian.
Okay, so
do that.
let's do that now then. Let's do the breed of the week, and then we'll get into the spray with the enzyme that you have here.
So cue up the Pomeranian music from
I did have something, didn't I?
I know you did last time.
I don't think I have it now.
I did that about a year ago, and I kind of remember all of a sudden you popped something out, and I'm like, whoa. So
where's Pomerania at?
It is where the existing Poland and Germany border is.
I think I played some German music or something.
Yeah, you probably did that. So they originate from Pomerania, and so that's just a neat. Here we got history in a name that's going to forever remind us of Europe and in the way it was or at one point was. Back in I think it was 1870 or 1888. There it is. Queen Victoria latched onto this breed and said, "I love this breed," and started, breeding them and all that kind of stuff. And the popularity of the Pomeranian just exploded at that time. Something that's really unique about the breed, the way it looks today, and what it was back then. Actually, what it was not more than 50 years ago. The breed was actually a 30-pound dog. Is that? I'm not getting the connection.
No, I'm not either. It said it was German, but
maybe modern German. But the breed was just not too long ago a 30-pound dog. It was a herding dog, that kind of a thing, and I don't really nothing's saying why they bred it down other than holy cow, are they the cutest things when they're small? They probably saw the puppy when it was a puppy. They saw it and they said, you know what? Gosh, I wish this puppy was that small. And the way breeders do this over thousands of years, they've been doing this, so it's not anything new. They just breed it to a smaller dog, and then they breed them back to the Pomeranians. And so they just slowly do that over time to a smaller dog and then back to Pomeranians, really keeping the Pomeranian bloodline rich in it. And you end up with a smaller breed, a healthy, smaller breed in that case. 30 pounds to the existing under 10 pounds is a reasonable thing. They've tried to do that with other large breeds, and then it just doesn't quite work right. So the Pomeranian was recently, over the last 50 years, bred down to now it's in that 6-7 pound range is kind of the average, and sometimes they're smaller, sometimes they're larger. Every once in a while, you can get a Pomeranian that gets that old bloodline pop out, and you will get a bigger as far as pounds. I've not seen the 30-pound Pomeranian unless you feed it, but I have seen those pushing 20 type pound Pomeranians, and that's just the old breed popping back out again is all. There we go. I like that. So that's the history of the Pomeranian, which I find fascinating. The way the Pomeranian looks, if you're not able to get on to KXIC's Facebook, and I'll post some stuff on Petland, Iowa City's Facebook as well, is it has a double coat. And so it's a shedding dog, so the hair kind of sticks straight out. Very, very cute, as Jay does his Oompa dance in the studio. Hey, big guy's in here doing it with you in his press kit. This is now a sight to see. We got to get this on camera. And so it has this double coat, and so it makes that fur just pop straight out.
Yeah, they're fluffy.
And so I always they're like a little Q-tip because there's a lot of fur, and then when you go to pick up the Pomeranian, there's like this little body in the middle, and it's really, there's not much there. So it is a smaller breed for sure. You're into what they would call a toy breed. And watch, when people use the word toy breeds, realize that most people don't have a definition of what a toy breed is. This is a smaller dog, definitely on that smaller dog. Spunky personality for sure. As they grow accustomed to you and learn about you, their personality will pop out, and they're going to be, that little feisty dog that's going to, look at you and with the eyes and say, "Yep, I'm in charge here." So there's definitely some training that you'd want to do there if that's not the type of personality you want to come out. Easy training for a Pomeranian. And they're an inside dog. This dog does not need outside running around to keep fit and all that. It is so small that it definitely will do very well in an apartment.
Sure.
Because of the double coat, one thing you got to watch out for in the summertime is heat. It is a greatly insulated dog, and so if it's really hot out, make sure that you definitely get plenty of moisture, water and all that kind of stuff to the dog. But also you want to pay attention to just air conditioning needs and things like that.
I bet Mindy looks a lot different after a bath. Would be my guess.
Yeah, there's
right?
not much left.
Yeah, because it's so much
that.
fur puffed out, so it's wet. It can't. Probably looks a lot skinnier.
Yep, it definitely. If you're a Pomeranian owner, you'll know that every now and then they blow their coat. Puppies will blow their coat anywhere from 6 to 12 months, and what that means is all that undercoat, that double coat, means there's a coat on the outside and then a coat on the inside. That inside coat blows out, meaning it's going to shed, and all of a sudden your Pomeranian is not poofy anymore. It lays flat. No worries. In about 6 months, it'll go right back out again. And then occasionally they blow the coat, throughout their life.
Interesting. I didn't even know that was the case. So they
call those as the teenage years, because if you really like the poofiness, you go,
what happened to what happened to my poofy dog?
Yeah,
and then it gets poofy again.
No worries, it'll come back it'll even come back more dramatic and more beautiful. So
title of this one, by the way, is Munich Beer Garden. That fits, right?
Yeah.
All right, the Pomeranian, the breed of the week, 319-354-0800, 319-354-0800. Any Pomeranian owners out there? Maybe you own a Morkie. We'd love to hear from you. All we need is the name of your dog, and then just tell us a little bit about your dog. If it was easy to train, if it's a sleepy dog, if it's a active dog, and then you get your free bag of treats and free bag of dog food, courtesy of Nutro. And again, we do love getting your calls, so feel free if you do have one of these breeds. Claim your free stuff, 319-354-0800, 319-354-0800. That's the phone number to call if you would like to contribute or if you have a question to ask about pets here today with the Positively Petland Show. I'm Jay Capron. We have Ron Salzard here with Petland of Iowa City. And Ron, you also brought a product here today which looks like something you've talked about in the past. It's the Stain and Odor Eliminator with an enzyme, right?
With an enzyme, and that's the key that we'll talk about. So, setting the stage here, the most popular question that we have in our stores, people will come in and say, "Hey, my dog potties in the house," and it really focuses on one area of our house, one spot in our house. How do I get them to stop doing that? And so backing up a little bit of, well, why is the dog doing what it's doing? Here, picture this, whether you're a dog owner or not. When you're going for a walk with your dog and you come up against, to the fire hydrant, the classic fire hydrant, or the light post and all that. the dogs get this like insatiable, desire to go potty at that point.
Yeah, even if they just went, they try and make it, squeeze out at the end.
Got a little bit more. I can do it. The smell is what does that. And so dogs have an incredible smell. I equate their sense of smell is like our ability to see. We can see a lot of detail when we're looking around. Hopefully that's your case. They can smell a lot of detail, three-dimensional. They know that they're getting closer or further from something. They know that there's a smell of something here, but just right next to it, there's a totally different smell. So they can really distinguish
You
things.
see that with the drug dogs and the bottom-sniffing dogs.
Why they are, so great at what they do. And so what the dog did was, well, whether it's a puppy and it just said, hey, I got to go pee, and it peed in your house, and you're still going through the training aspects of things and stuff like that, and I got an accident, you want to clean it up as soon as possible, because what happens at the fire hydrant can happen within your house as well. So as soon as once that smell is in the house, in that localized area, they're going to walk by it and go, I got to go pee right now. That is the emotion that goes through them, and they go. And so that's why they go in that one spot. Once they get used to that, then they go, well, I think I can pee elsewhere in the house as well. And so now you go down that slippery slope. So what you want to do is, as soon as you identify a spot, excuse me, you want to go back and clean that area up as quickly as possible. And you know that these dogs like to hide this stuff from time to time. And so as soon as you get any indication, like, hey, you're not going potty outside anymore, what's going on here? They've probably found someplace in the house that you haven't discovered, and they're sneaking away, going and doing it, and coming back. So you want to clean that area as soon as possible. The sooner you can get into this, the better. With a product, it's the stain and odor remover with an enzyme, and there's a lot of different brands out there. There's generic brands. We have a store brand in our store that works extremely well. Over the years, some dogs have peed in Jay's studio here. Totally accept that. And so I brought it in. We're using it, and we're going to clean up some of those so that when he brings in other dogs in the future, they don't go, hey, that smells really good. I'm going to go pee right here.
And we've cleaned them in the past just with, like, we have carpet cleaner and we have, like, a little paper towel, but this stuff is supposed to be the good stuff, right? Okay.
So, all right, so let's say you're at home and go, Ron, hey, I know what you're talking about. You know what? I've got other cleaners in my house. I'm going to try those. What the other cleaners, including bleach and all the other oxidizers that are out there, what they don't do is they don't get after the smell that the dog smells. You can still smell, it smells like a bouquet of flowers now, because that's the scent that was in the cleaner, or I smell chlorine. It smells so, clean at this point. They still can smell the scent that says, I need to pee right now. So that's the key, is getting at that scent. And that's what the enzyme in these products do. The enzyme accelerates the cleaning process and specifically goes after that scent and breaks it up so that they can't smell it. What I've used it over the years, we've had accidents, usually from a spay or neuter type thing, and they came back in and they were a little dizzy or whatever, and they just urinated someplace. It was kind of like what happens to us sometimes when we're back from surgery. We don't know quite what we're doing, and we have an accident. Hopefully that's not occurring, but the dogs and cats are going to, and I bring out cat. All of this discussion occurs with cats as well, and so. Get in there and clean it as soon as you can. And we've had that with our cat, Gilbert the cat. He had some surgery, and I forget what it was. And when he came home, we had a storage room door open, just to walk in. He beelines it in there. He goes to the back of it, urinates, and then runs out. And we're like, what the heck was that all about? You've never done this. And it was because he was a little out of sorts. He didn't quite understand what he was doing or something. I don't know. And so I don't know if we didn't clean it up quite right away. We were typical, got busy doing something else. And so I noticed a couple of times I opened the door, Gilbert would beeline it into the storage room, and be all enamored about that spot, and occasionally would urinate there again. And I'm like, shoot, I got to clean that up.
Mm-hmm.
And so that happened about 3 times. So, okay, I was busy and I didn't get to it, just like everybody else. And then I go, okay, I got to fix this thing, or this is going to become a major problem. I took our Petland stain and odor remover with the enzyme in it, went over there. I saturated the area because he definitely had peed 3 times. It wasn't carpeted with a padding area, and I needed to get it down into that padding as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I even I kneaded it like you knead dough to get it to propagate into the padding more. And I just let it sit for 20 minutes, and then I came back with a towel, and I blotted that area up. So even with the towel, I was kneading it into the foam even more. And so I got it all up, and the stain was removed as well at that point. Threw the towel away, or put it into the laundry and all that kind of stuff. Gilbert, I let him come back into that area so that I wanted to see, did I do a good job? Gilbert did his thing, ran in, and went right to the spot, but you could see confusion in his expression and what he was doing. He was like going back and forth, and over here and over there. It's like, where did it go? Where did it go? And he had no idea where that spot went. And so we removed the smell at that point, and he confirmed it for me. And so then we said, and we've never had him pee in that area at all.
Good.
Then,
Yeah.
especially in that area. Again, so with this product, sometimes they come with a little spray thing on the top so you can spray it. I'm going to tell you to take the spray thing off and dump the product in the area that you're doing it. This is a product that you need to use liberally because it propagates, and you need it to propagate into pads. You'd think, oh, well, concrete, I don't need it that big a deal in there. Concrete is actually very porous, and so you need to put it on there liberally and then let it soak into the concrete so it gets down in there. That is most of the people that have a little bit of an issue with this product. I just go, hey, let it sit for 20 minutes. If you can knead the area, rub the area so that you can move it down further into it, it'll work even better. Those are some techniques on using it. Do that, and you'll get a better result. And so then they come back and they go, okay, hey, that did work. Occasionally, there is a situation where I'm using it, I'm getting a kind of a limited success on this. Is there a stronger product? Nature's Miracle did come out with a stronger product called Advance. It's in a red container compared to their white container. And that one is a more advanced. I think it's just stronger. I think it's more concentrated. I've talked with the reps about it, and they go, well, it's proprietary, and we're not supposed to talk about it, And I just say, okay, I think it's just a little more concentrated so that you get a little more of the product in there, and then that resolves the issue with the smell. So all those dog and cat owners out there that have that issue where, hey, my dog just keeps on peeing in the same place or multiple places in your house, get a gallon jug of this stuff and go to those spots. If you have, like, you moved into an area and you're like, this whole house smells like it, I know it's in here, then you go get the rug doctor, those rug cleaning, you rent those things, you pour this stuff into the soap area.
Oh, okay.
Neat. So that means don't dilute it. Then treat the area. What I would do is, how you can spray it first and then you suck it up? I spray the whole area. If I know some concentrated areas, I'm going to pour it right on those areas, and then I go back with the rug doctor or whatever, and I then suck all that stuff up to get it up there, and now you'll have a much better smelling area. And do that. So that's when you have that really dramatic issue where, you know what, I screwed up. It's all over the place, and now I got just a big mess. That's how you can try to help that area. In extreme cases, you're going to be replacing carpet and all that. It's just the entire carpeting, in that whatever 300 square foot area or whatever that is. So that's basically how you do it. If you have any questions,
does it get rid of stains too?
Yeah, it is a great stain remover. There was one stain. We were using it on throw-up type issues with Gilbert. He's a cat. He was having some furball issues. And we noticed that we first used this product, but there was still a little stain left over. So then we got just a stain removing product in that case to get the rest of that stain up. So it's just like all of the stains that we have on, throughout the house. Sometimes you use multiple angles to get at the actual stain itself. One tip that I have that in our family, we do buy this by the gallon, and if they probably had a bigger container, we would be buying that. We use it on other smelly things throughout our house. So something that would be obvious would be the pet bed. You know, it kind of gets stinky with those dogs, and sometimes the cat even gets it stinky. All you got to do is when you put it in the washer, use your detergent. That removes the oils and stuff from it. But put this product, the staining odor with an enzyme in it, pour this into the bleach or the softener little cup that's in your washer, and so it'll dispense it after you clean the bed, and it'll dispense this then in there and do a really nice job of removing the odor from that bed.
It won't harm the.
It's a very docile product. I've not experienced any negative, like it stained it in a different way or it ruined the product. I soak things in it. Here's another little tip on the pet side is, you know how when you wash your dog, you take the collar off, or I take the collars off our dogs.
Mm-hmm.
The collar, smell it if you don't realize this.
Yeah.
It stinks.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get a little bowl, like a little cereal bowl. I do dilute this at that point, so I put like 3 tablespoons, about that kind of quantity in the bowl. I put the collar in there, and then I put water in there to get it so it's totally saturating the collar.
Mm-hmm.
And I let it soak for a day, and then I take the collars out, I hang them up, or I put them on the vent in the house or something to dry them out, and then I put them back on the dog. That way, now you're removing another source of smell that might be coming from your dog. So be creative. Use this on all sorts of things. Now, this is where we got really creative in our house. So Andrew and Emily, our kids, are very athletic and all that, and you can't help it. Things get stinky after a while. And so what we did was, those socks and stuff like that, we would, while we were washing those, we'd use this enzyme product in that too. Same way I was doing those beds, I would put the detergent in the normal place, but then I would put this product in the bleach or in the softener area, took the stink right out.
Nice.
And so it's a really powerful product. It's the enzyme that's doing it. It's an enzyme that grabs onto those odors and disintegrates them and gets rid of them.
Cool.
So it's an excellent product, multi-purpose, and it will solve most people's potty issues. If you still have potty issues after you've tried this product, come talk with us, or even talk with us when you're in buying the stuff in Petland, Iowa City. Because we can go through a multi-step process with you. One, we need to understand why your dog is doing that. So through some simple questions asking you, we can discover more of why does your dog do what it's doing, and then get a more personalized solution to you.
When we moved into our new place, we had the cat. One of the cats didn't know, or our cat didn't know where the cat's box was at, and we did have an accident. We cleaned it up, but I think I'm going to use this stuff here.
Go back and use it now, because this is what happens. You cleaned it up with a oxygen-type product.
Yeah, it was all.
Everything is fine right now, but in a weak moment, that cat is going to
go back there.
It's still there a year from now, 2 years from now. The smell is still there. You don't smell it, but the cat can. And all of a sudden you're like, dang it, he just did it again. You didn't do this that was 2 years ago. You're no longer making or you're not even making the link that it occurred in the past, and now they're doing it again.
So it's for cats and dogs. It's called Enzyme Stain and Odor Eliminator for carpets, upholstery, and more. And it sounds like a great product here. We've been joined here by Ron Salzrud and Mork and Minnie. These are the calmest 2 dogs we've ever had on the show. We've been doing this show for 3 years.
They're rocks at my feet now. They've been nibbling on my shoes and stuff.
3 years. I think we've been doing this show for 3 years now, if you can believe that, Ron.
So if you're looking for a mellow puppy, I'm not guaranteeing.
Mork and Minnie. You know what, though? I bet if they hung out here for a little longer, all of a sudden they'd wake up and get more comfortable, and then they'd be peppy. That's the way puppies seem to be. Like when or maybe they're just calm dogs.
Or my family wore them out.
That could be it.
And they're like, that was a rough night.
Mork and Mindy.
Playing all night long.
All 2 pounds of Mork and Mindy are just laying here. They are cute, though. We've got a Pomeranian and a Morkie, and it's been another fun show. So we thank you for coming along here as we get ready to wrap up. Is there anything else that you'd like to add today, Ron?
Petland, Iowa City. We're across from the Sycamore Mall. Hey, if you've heard the story, we got something still in that old Von Maur spot.
Yeah.
It is exciting. It's Lucky's Market.
Lucky's Market, yeah.
And it seems really cool, so we're really eager to see that coming in. I think in February they'll be ready to go. But we're across from that mall, Sycamore Mall, also known as Marketplace. And some reasons why people come in, obviously playing with all of the pets. So if you just want to discover, is the puppies, what do my kids think of puppies? What do my kids think of rabbits, ferrets, guinea pigs, all the different things, or a fish? Come on into the store. There is no pressure to say, hey, you got to take this thing home. What we're more into is educating you and finding the right pet for you and meeting the needs of both of you. So, hey, I'm not looking for something with a high maintenance. I'm looking for something with low maintenance right now. I got young kids and they're taking all my time. Hey, maybe a fish is the right thing to do because it's a pretty low maintenance thing to do, and it exposes your children to pets and things like that and get some, all the things that you loved when you were a kid, it exposes them to that. So we're just a fun place to come. If you already have pets, our dog food and cat food's on a buy 10, get one free. We track it for you, so there's no scamming or like, oh, I lost this, I lost that. No, we track it. It's permanent. We know all that stuff through our computer. And then $5 nail trims.
$5.
If you're like squeamish like I am, giving nail trims to your dog or cat, bring them on in. We'll take care of that for you.
All right, that's Ron Salzer for Petland of Iowa City. I am Jay Capron. We have a community calendar coming up in just a minute. Stay tuned for that. Today's top local news headlines coming up, and today's top national news headlines and international news headlines with America's Morning News. All that coming up on KXIC. Good morning.
Programming this hour on KXIC, presented by Petland of Iowa City. Next, the Sycamore Mall.
AM 800 KXIC on the air from the concept.